What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to talk about and be the owner of some real deal money, aka some real deal silver and some real deal gold. But it's also a great day to be stacking a little bit of that fake money, that currency, that fiat, those US dollar bill IOU debt note dollars. I wanted to talk about today some of the pros and cons of stacking silver and gold. There are really not even so many of the cons, but why we should also be stacking a little bit of cash. Not a lot. Don't be putting your hopes and dreams and all your faith in the dollar bill, but the importance of stacking a little bit of currency alongside the money. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things as we fully dive into the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, make sure to try yourself some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to be, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really simple for a new investor to start investing because of how easy it is to learn about the market and navigate on their app. Webull link in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies, any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of different things. Yeah, I want to talk about the silver. Yeah, I want to talk about the gold. But here's the thing. I think at this point, I don't even have to deep dive into the precious metals in this particular video. I don't think I'm going to be saying anything about precious metals that you don't already know. So I don't want to fixate on that. I want to talk about the importance of stacking a little bit of cash alongside the precious metals. And by the way, let's just do a quick little spot price update. As I'm filming this video at 10:33 in the morning on Monday, May 26th, 2025, which, by the way, it's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Please remember, it's not a 3-day barbecue weekend. It's Memorial Day. Always remember. Never forget. The spot price of silver, as I'm filming the video, is $33.28. The spot price of gold is $3,336.80. So the precious metals are right around where they were when the market closed on Friday. Not a tremendous amount of weekend activity for obvious reasons. We'll see where the market's headed tomorrow on Tuesday. But I just want to put the spot price of the two metals out there. Moving past the metals, I want to talk about some of the importance of stacking a little bit of cash alongside the silver and gold. Now, I don't think you need to be aggressively stacking cash. I don't think you need to be hoarding tremendous amounts of dollars. I don't think you need to have, a mountain of currency by any stretch. But I do think it's important to have some. And I'm talking about having somewhat of an emergency fund. I want to talk about some of the importance of having a little bit of cash, because we can run into a variety of situations, and the purpose of an emergency fund is to keep us afloat during a rough patch. Now, of course, that's what many of us kind of lean on silver and gold for, and to be quite honest with you, I do think precious metals, more specifically gold, the stability metal between the two, silver's a little bit more volatile, I do think gold is probably a better way of saving, even in the event of a short-term emergency, something just happening. I think gold is probably better. But the thing about having the precious metals is it takes an extra step to go and get that cash, which isn't that big of a step, by the way. The silver, the gold, if you run into, some financial hardship, you can take some of that silver, you could take some of that gold to your local coin shop, or you can reach out to the community, or you can take to social media, or you can use a website like eBay, do whatever you want. And you can advertise or part ways with a little bit of your silver, a little bit of your gold to get the cash that you need to take care of whatever it is that you need to take care of. And it could be something on, a smaller level. Maybe it's for a down payment on a new car. Maybe on a larger scale, down payment on a new house. Maybe it's to take care of rent or buy some food or an unexpected bill, or this is going on or that's going on. Maybe, a job layoff or whatever. We all run into hardships. None of us are immune to unexpected situations popping up. Especially myself. I found that out this year, which I'll get into just very briefly, momentarily, just to give an example of just some random stuff that could happen that many of us don't think about on a day-to-day basis. But when it comes to the silver, when it comes to the gold, yeah, you could just very easily take it to the local coin shop and trade it for a little bit of cash and use that cash for whatever it is that you need to use it for. But you know what's easier than that very simple, quick and easy transaction? Not even having to make the transaction, already having the cash. Or having an amount of cash and going to the local coin shop or to the precious metal stacking community, trading some of your silver, some of your gold for cash to get the rest of what you need. I think having a little bit of cash on the sidelines is a pretty smart idea. And I do believe in adding to the cash reserves on a weekly or whatever's best for you, monthly basis, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every single payday, once a month, every couple months, whatever. I think your number one priority should be to have enough cash set aside to take care of at least 3 months worth of expenses. Total it all up. How much, and I'm not talking about your Netflix account, I'm not talking about, recreational, going bowling, going to the movies, going out to eat, going to the bar. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about what is your rent or your mortgage? How much do you spend on food? How much does it cost you to keep your car on the road? Keep the lights on. Things like that. Your living expenses, your absolute essentials. Total that up. How much does that cost you a month? All those things. Multiply it by 3. That's how much cash you should have set aside. At all times. Just in case. See, they've always said have 1 to 3 months worth of expenses, which I've always agreed with. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. And then COVID happened, and I decided for myself, you know what's probably better instead of 1 to 3 months? 3 to 6, just in case. So if you can get to 3 months worth of expenses just sitting there in cash, and I know it's painful to think about a decent amount of cash, any amount of cash. I don't even like the idea of $100 sitting there as cash. But hey, in the event of an emergency, I like the idea of quick and easy cash that's just sitting there. Now, I don't care if you lock it up in a safe. I don't care if you keep it in a savings account, wherever. I think you just should have cash sitting there for you. At least 3 months worth of expenses. Beyond that, once you reach that point, do I think you should stop? No. I think on a regular basis, you should add a small amount to it. And the reason I say this is because this could potentially be your cash reserves in the event of a major market dip. I mean, imagine if every week you just throw $20 in there, $10 in there. Now, obviously, leave your 3 months worth of expenses, but every dollar beyond that can be your buy the dip money. That's what I say. So, an example. 2 examples I can give you. Actually, 3. 2 examples I can really give you The first one being large-scale problems. COVID. Don't really need to deep dive into it. Pretty sure we all remember. The year was 2020, and each and every one of us spent that year on another planet. Something like that could take place. And obviously, finances really prioritized that year. That was the year everybody was... I don't even know how to explain it. The way that I've always explained it was forced frugality. Need I say more? The next example I want to give, 2025. Now, this is something that many people probably may or may not be able to relate to. My year so far, I have not had the best of luck this year. February, I got hurt at work. It wasn't, a life-altering injury, but put me out for about 5 weeks. Now, of course, being that it was a work injury, workman's comp took care of all the medical expenses, and they continue to, because obviously not out of the woods just yet, unfortunately. And while I'm out not working, they cover 70% of lost wages, which is great that exists. Thank God for that. But at the same time, what about the other 30%? What if I need 100% of my money to take care of everything I need to take care of? It's kind of the point of, getting a paycheck. You need the money. Now you got hurt because of something that wasn't your fault, and you're getting 70%, which is great, but it's not 100%. Also, they do not cover lost wages if you have a second job. So you get 70% of lost wages at the job you got hurt at, 0% of lost wages at the job you didn't get hurt at. AKA my situation. 5 weeks without the secondary check. 5 weeks with only 70% of my main check. Things like this happen. And that was just one thing. This past Sunday, or a little over a week ago, it was just a normal day. Or so I thought. My parked car, sitting there, not even on yet, parked. The key is still on my belt loop. Boom! Someone was kind enough to just be texting and driving and annihilate my car. So now I'm dealing with that. Fortunately, the guy's insurance is taking care of everything, but it's still not a very easy thing to deal with. Rental comes out of my pocket, which is getting reimbursed, but still. The deductible on, car repairs and stuff like that, it's going to be reimbursed. But guess what? What if you don't have it? Or what if you're short on cash? Or what if you're just trying to bounce back from being out for 5 weeks and financially recover from that? What if you're in that kind of a situation? So it's important to have a little bit of cash set aside for unexpected problems. Things like that. Could be a variety of situations. Like I said, have a little bit of cash on the sidelines just in case. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to take place. God forbid, knock on wood, prevent us all from situations like this. Prevent me from more situations like this. Medical expenses, car repairs, being out of work, a new roof on your house, random things pop up, random things present themselves, and guess what? It's part of our responsibility to take care of these things. A problem appears in our life, it becomes our obligation to solve that problem. Now, you can solve that problem reactively by scrambling. Oh my God, I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't even bother preparing myself for anything even remotely similar to this. Let me try to figure this out. Or, oh my God, I got to do this now. I got to do that. Or you can solve the problem proactively by solving the problem before the problem presents itself, aka preventing the problem. Now, obviously, you can't prevent some idiot who's texting and driving from crashing into your car. You can't prevent your boss from doing something negligent that results in you getting hurt. You can't prevent stuff like that, but you can prevent, or at least partially prevent, the financial ramifications. You can cushion the blow a little bit by having a little bit of cash just in case. And you know what you're going to say to yourself? Thank God I had a little bit of cash set aside. This could have been so much worse. I remember saying that during 2020, and it wasn't even about cash. It was about all the prepping supplies that I had bought. Which, by the way, if anybody needs any prepping supplies, I always leave a bunch linked in the description of my video. We have like water purification systems. We have portable fire pits and cooking stoves. We have portable backup power banks and generators. We have emergency hand crank radios. We have food dehydrators, a bunch of stuff. I'll leave a bunch of Amazon affiliate links in the description. But I remember prior to 2020 happening, I think it was 2017, maybe 2018, like kind of when I really got into prepping. I got into prepping far earlier than that during Hurricane Sandy way back in the day, but that was just, basic, flashlights, extra batteries, stuff like that. 2017, 2018 is when I really got into prepping. And I got a bunch of supplies that I figured, I'm probably never going to need these things, but better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And, I was stocking up on food. I had, food storage. I had, dozens and dozens and dozens of canned goods and, box pastas and stuff like that. I just had all this stuff with like a long shelf life type of food. And then when 2020 happened and everybody was getting into fist fights in the parking lot at Walmart and Costco and stuff like that, fighting over toilet paper, fighting over cases of water, fighting over shopping carts of food. You know what I was doing while they were, having jiu-jitsu matches out there? I was kicking back with my feet up, watching it on TV, like it was some reality TV show, saying to myself, thank God I started preparing myself 3 years ago. This was 2020. April, May of 2020. Thank God I started preparing myself for this exact situation in 2017. Now, did I know that exact situation was going to happen? No. I would never have put money on that bet. I knew something was going to happen eventually, because guess what? Something will always eventually happen. It will always be something. I don't care if it's, a global health crisis. I don't care if it's a fire, a tornado, whatever the case may be. Something's always going to happen. There's always going to be something going on somewhere, some way, somehow to somebody. So I said, in 2020, thank God I started preparing myself for this or something like this in 2017. So moral of the story is, start financial prepping. Make sure you have at least 3 months worth of living expenses sitting there parked. And if you want to add a little bit more to it on a weekly or monthly or whatever basis, as a buy the dip fund, a little bit of extra cash set aside in case an opportunity to buy something presents itself, you can hop on it. Be my guest. But make sure you have a little bit of cash set aside. It's way more vital than you might think. It's way more important than you may realize while you're sitting here without any bad luck. When times are good, no need for it. When times are tough, you're going to say, man, I really wish I did that. So start financially prepping, people. Silver and gold is a good way, or in my opinion at least, is a good way of long-term financial prepping. Prepping against and fighting against long-term inflation effects. Cash set aside for a short-term emergency is probably the way to go. Something pops up today, guess what? You got the cash for it. You don't have to go scurrying on over to the local coin shop and selling some of what you've been stacking for years. You can. It's a quick and easy transaction, but it's even easier to not even have to make that transaction. And hey, just putting this out there, in the event of an emergency, I'd rather dip into the cash than dip into the silver or gold to fund or finance or cover or take care of the emergency. Just saying. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the cash, when it comes to a financial preparation system you have going on. You agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And of course, 4 super quick things as we wrap up the video. Number 1, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to get started, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app and learn about the market. And I do plan on taking 3 people this month in May of 2025. I want to help 3 people learn about the market and help them and guide them through kickstarting their very own investment portfolio. So if you want to be one of those 3, please reach out, and the Webull link will be in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, whether it be anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one more time. What are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to cash, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me that you should have a cash, a currency emergency fund sitting there? 3 months worth of expenses, at least. Potentially a little tiny bit more. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? That you need to have a little bit of cash, and you need to be financially preparing yourself for a short-term, micro-level emergency presenting itself to you in your life. Something in addition to the silver and gold, which many of us are using for long-term financial prepping. Do you agree with me or disagree with me that the cash is a way of fighting against short-term emergencies? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.